Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the 29th day of December 2025, the last Monday of the year 2025. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I hope you and your family are safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, trying their best every day to save lives along with first responders. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage to keep our places clean and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of pornography and child pornography, human trafficking, sex slavery, prostitution, child prostitution, double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create the demands that cause these evil and perverted industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States of America, and millions of people around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight at the Smoothie Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. The New York Knicks will be playing the New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. For the Pelicans, Zion Williamson is scheduled to play. He's not listed on the injury report, and you have to check that because he's not always playing. But he's playing tonight, and then you have Derek Queen, the rookie. Herbert Jones is out. Now that's a big missing piece for them because of Herbert Jones' defense. Herb plays tight defense, and then of course you have Jeremiah Fears, the starting point guard rookie, and then you have Trey Murphy III. Jose Alvarado is suspended because of his fight with Mark Williams of the Phoenix Suns tonight, so he will not be playing. But they're going to have Jordan Poole, Bryce McGowan, Sadiq Bey, who we have interest in, and Yves Missy. All of them will be playing tonight. So right now, the Pelicans are 8-25. Do not try to judge them by their record. Some knucklehead came on my live yesterday and talked about a game that shouldn't have been as close as it was, as if this is college. This ain't top 25 NC2A. This is the league. And on any given night, a guy like Zion can go off, a guy like Jordan Poole could go off, a guy like Trey Murphy III could go off, a guy like Sadiq Bey. Any of these guys can explode on any given night. They're all really, really good because they are among the 400 best basketball players on planet Earth. So you have to take them seriously, and I'm sure the Knicks will do that. For the Knicks, the good news is Deuce McBride was listed as questionable in the game Saturday night against the ATL. He ended up being out, but there was video of him warming up before the game and looking pretty good in terms of movement before the game. So I'm a bit confused as to why he was listed as out for that game. The Knicks, as you know, ended up pulling out that game by 3 with some heroics at the end, with some really good play from, of course, Brunson, of course, OG, but Kevin McCullar. Now, I have no idea what Brown is going to do because I did not expect him to put McCullar in the rotation for that game. You can kind of expect Diawara starts once in a while because he likes, that is Brown, he favors Diawara. Diawara is a young boy, 20 years old, 7-foot wingspan, really good defensively, and is starting slowly to feel his way offensively. But I don't know who's going to start for the Knicks tonight. Now, if it wasn't for the injury, it would definitely be Deuce because Josh Hart is not playing tonight. Josh Hart didn't even make the trip because of the ankle. They're going to reevaluate him when this 3-game road trip is over, which is going to end on Wednesday night in San Antonio, I believe. So right now, they're without Josh. Now, that's why they played Kevin McCullar, perhaps, because Kevin McCullar is Josh Hart light. But so I don't know who's going to start tonight in New Orleans for the Knicks. I have no idea. At this point, it could be Deuce, but since Deuce is just coming back, it could be Kevin McCullar. It could be Diawara. I have no idea. And this is the thing: the Knicks under Brown are really exercising the strengths that we saw or that we all surmised they had before the season, which main one was depth. They had depth, and that's the thing. There are people that are still calling for trades. Like, I'm interested in Saddiq Bey, but the only reason I'm interested in him is because it is obvious to most people that Gershon Yabusele is just not a good fit right now. So, and he's not been playing hardly at all lately in the last several weeks. So he has definitely not been getting rotation minutes. So with that in mind, you can fit a Saddiq Bey or Precious Achiuwa into the slot that you now have for Yabusele. You could fit him in there if you wanted to. I don't know what the Knicks are going to do. This is really perplexing. Not perplexing, but the Don always keeps stuff close to the vest, and I always admire that he does. So the media can't speculate and make all kinds of stupid headlines or falsehood and guesstimations, but in fantasies. But I don't think it's any secret that they want to trade Yabusele. And I don't think it's any secret that New Orleans is going to start a rebuild. They're going to trade Zion Williamson, and they're going to start a rebuild. Outside of Zion, I don't know who else is going to be part of that. Well, I do know. I mean, Jeremiah Fears, Yves Missi, Derek Queen are all going to be part of the rebuild. Guys like Herbert Jones are not. Trey Murphy III, I don't know. He's young. So he could be, or maybe they try to get more assets for him and decide, well, maybe we can get first round pick, because Trey Murphy III was a first round pick. So maybe they can get first round picks for him. I don't know, but we'll find out, because they're going to start cleaning house between now and next summer. They're going to start cleaning house. Well, I've mentioned that to say Saddiq Bey is 26. So like Trey Murphy III is 25. That's on the edge. I mean, he's not in his prime yet. You can decide to keep him and let him be part of the rebuild. Nice piece to do that with. Or you can decide to trade him and try to get some other youngin in there, somebody 20, 21 years old. I don't know what they're going to do with that. DeJounte Murray is 29. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but he will not be part of the rebuild. Derek Queen is 21. Okay, Derek Queen 21 on a rookie deal. Zion Williamson is 25, but he's getting almost $40 million a year. That's just salary clearing, and that's just we're tired of waiting on him to lose weight and be part of the main part of our rebuild. So that's the end of that. Herb Jones is 27, making 14. He's going to be traded. Okay, and then you got Jeremiah Fears is 19. He ain't going nowhere. Lottery pick 19. He's going to stay in New Orleans. And then there is Saddiq Bey, 26, making $6 million. He's also a trade chip right now, especially if you want to reduce salary. But he's got 2 years, 6. That ain't a big salary anyway. That's less than the mid-level exception. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I would look for them to be moving Williamson, Alvarado, Bey, who else? Jones. They'll be moving these guys and trying to rebuild with the youngins they got. And they got plenty of youngins. DeJounte Murray's going to be on the move. Please don't start mentioning him in trades to the Knicks. Stop it. Stop you right there, because I know some of you are tripping. No. But then you got a lot of Jordan Poole's going to be going. He's making $32 million. They're going to clear their books, and try to start over. So the only question mark to me is Trey Murphy III. He's making 25, but I could see him being part of the rebuild over the next 3 years with Queen, with Yves Missi, with Jeremiah Fears, and maybe if they trade with the Knicks, Pacome Daddier. So we'll see. But for tonight, I'm expecting Deuce to be in the lineup. I thought he would be there Saturday night. I know he wants to play. So I'm expecting Deuce to be in the lineup. Now, I don't know if he'll be in the starting role or will he be coming off the bench. That we don't know yet. Again, if it wasn't that he was injured, it would surely be starting. But We don't know. And then Landry Shamet is not expected back until after the new year. So we're talking probably 2 weeks with him. He's already started on-court activities according to reports. So he's starting on-court activities. He'll be cleared for contact soon. He's got to also ramp up too. And he's been out longer than Deuce. So he's going to take a little bit of time to come back. But he's not going to be like last year. He'll be back sooner, sometime in mid-January. Like I said, I expect him definitely back by the Martin Luther King game. The Knicks have a Martin Luther King Day game every year. Usually it's a matinee game, and I'm expecting him to be back for that game. So the Knicks are ready to play, even if Deuce starts or doesn't start. I'm going to call him playing this time. Three's a charm. So I'm expecting him to play. I don't know if he starts, but somebody's going to start for Josh Hart. It could be Diawara. I wouldn't be surprised. It could be Kevin McCullar. But, whoever, we know that the Knicks are going to have Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns out there. Who the fifth starters, we'll find out. We know Clarkson, Kolek will be on the bench. Mitch Robb will not be playing today. The ankle management situation. So he's not playing today. They're probably saving him for San Antonio. And then you got, of course, Ariel Hukporti and Jemison. Interesting enough, last year, the Knicks beat the Pelicans in December. They played them. Apparently, it's an annual thing. They play the Pelicans in New Orleans in December. And Jemison was on the Pelicans last year when they played us. Now he's on the Knicks. I wouldn't be surprised if he got some minutes. I wouldn't actually not mind if he got some minutes today. And then there is Alvarado. The last time the Pelicans beat the Knicks was 2 years ago, again in December. And again, this time, Alvarado was suspended when they beat the Knicks. And he's suspended again. So there's some coincidences here. So we'll see how the Knicks, they should be ready, though. It'd be nice to get a W on the road. That's deep on the road, right? It's only a 3-game road trip, but it's deep on the road. They just was in the ATL. Then they got to fly. I mean, New Orleans ain't close, man. Even in the plane ride, it's a long way. So they got to play in New Orleans, and then they got to go down deep into Texas and San Antonio and play the Spurs on Wednesday. So this is a real deal road trip, 3-game road trip. It's a good thing we're going to have Deuce coming back. We need that extra body. We need that extra force on both sides of the ball. So that's good. And Mitch Robb will be available probably. Mitch Robb, unless he's hurt, which I don't think he is, it's just management. He'll be available for Wednesday against Wembanyama and them. So for tonight, though, we're going to have KAT, Hukporti, and Jemison, man in the 5 spot. We'll have Diawara and Deuce and Kolek, and of course Clarkson. So we got plenty of guns to shoot today. Got plenty of guns, plenty of ammunition to go at them today. We got plenty of horsepower, put it that way. So enjoy the game. Knicks hopefully going to be tight. Nobody gets hurt. Everything just continuing to develop now. This right here would represent game 31, I think. Yeah, 31. They're 21-9 right now. This would represent game 31 for the Knicks. No, they're 22-9. Excuse me. This would represent game 32 for the Knicks. I'm not in a hurry for this season to go by. To me, the worst time of the year is August. No summer league, no basketball, no meaningful basketball. I'm not that into the World Cup. So August is the worst time of the year. And I'm waiting for training camp the end of September. Y'all know what that is. So I'm enjoying, this is the best time of year, the middle of the season for the Knicks. So I'm enjoying watching them. So here, this is game 32. Let's get this dub. Last night, Detroit lost to the Clippers. And listen, I was watching that game. The Clippers, Kawhi decided to play last night. Dropped 55. And he was going off. And he sat out for a good portion of the fourth quarter because they thought they had the game in hand. Cade and them ain't just letting y'all have it. Then it started getting close. They got it to single digits in the fourth quarter with plenty of time left. And at the end, the Clippers kept freezing up and missing open looks that they were getting, all of them. And it ended up being much closer than it looked, put it that way. If you turned it off thinking it was that the Clippers were just going to run away with it, they didn't. But the Detroit still lost. So the Knicks are a game and a half out of the top spot in the East. Like I said, they hunting for that top spot, and Detroit's looking in the rearview mirror because here we come, right? And so the Knicks got a tough part of the schedule coming up, but I think we'll be ready. They ended up losing that game. They were down by as much as like 26. They ended up losing that game by 13. And it was closer than that at the end. It was closer than that. That at one point, the lead was, it was 26. It was 26. Clippers had a lead. But then KAT and them started coming back. They just like the Knicks. They play for 48 minutes, okay? And they were really pushing it. So it's gonna be a dogfight, between the Knicks and Detroit. Gonna be a dogfight. And you heard Jaylen Brown talking about F the Knicks. Oh, we definitely gonna have to see him. Okay. They got over on us, okay? We're gonna have to see them. Okay, so but for now, enjoy the game tonight. And glad Deuce is back. Hopefully he has a good game. Hopefully the youngins that play, whether it's Kolek or Diawara or McCullar, have a good game. And of course our mainstays, OG, Mikal, Brunson, KAT, they come correct and get this dub. Y'all enjoy it. We'll talk again. Shalom.